Welcome to the Gem Collector Show with Shawn, and as referred to very complimentarily, Professor. Of course, you could just tell it wasn't Professor of English, was it? No. So, yes, for those of you that kind of haven't had a refresher of just how passionate I am about sitting here doing this, well, 11 years old. I'm one of 6 children. Family vacation to the Cowie Valley of North Carolina. Where is the, pretty much other than Yoga Gold Shout in Montana, it is the center for ruby and sapphire mining. Quality-wise, so much to the point that Tiffany and Company was involved, and even their famed gemologist, Kunz of Kunzite fame, was involved as well. And in 100 years ago or so, they really mined some incredible quality rubies. And I have shown you some of the rough pieces that I've gotten because my uncle in the same county, Macon County, had a 200-acre farm there. And for years after years, with my cousins, I would go up there from Sarasota, Florida, and spend pretty much the entire summer. And he had a very geologically oriented property. He actually had apple trees on it, but the creeks and all, I remember at probably about 12, 13 years old, drawing an entire map of the property and locating where I'd found this garnet and that garnet. And there was a mica mine at the top of the mountain, which bordered the Nantahala forest behind him. So, it was a great place to grow up every summer, and also getting to go to those mines in the Cowie Valley and figure out just how to get the sapphires that all the other tourists, rubies and sapphires that all the other tourists were missing. And it all comes down to learning what to look for. So in this show, we give you exactly that in so many ways. Now, we stray off on these weird and unusual minerals, but also, though, we always center back to the bread and butter gems from the way they come out of the ground. And by bread and butter, I mean pretty much you can count on the 12 birthstones to start with. And of course, one of my collections of the 2 main ones I focused on ever since 11 years old, so I'm 61 now, you're talking about 50 years of collecting, was garnets, because it was my birthstone. And also, I was such a purist. Even I remember way back then, age of 13, I was in a parochial school, and to get out, you had to write a term paper, kind of like graduating from college. And I still have it. I did mine at the age of 13 on opal. On opal. I had to, I'm left-handed. My cursive was so horrible that I was the only student allowed to print my term paper to start with. And even at that, the teacher made me sit next to her and read it to her. I still remember doing that. And afterwards, A+. An A+. Of course, it was my thing. It was amazing. So, I'm mentioning that because Opal is going to have a little something to do today with something I'm going to show you. But okay, so opal, my entire life, my most favorite stone by far. And then, as it turns out, not only was it my mother's birthstone, but little did I know that many years from that point of it already being my favorite stone, my son would be born in the month of October as well. Being my only blood child, so, between your mom and my son both being their birthstone, when it's supposed to be such, an unlucky thing, which, if you really go back to the notion, you can look historically what they say about it being unlucky, but I find that the biggest thing that carries that notion forward about opals is they have the same tenacity or brittleness or whatever you want to call it as glass. So think of an opal and think of it cut thin. If it was a piece of glass, how sturdy would it be? So opals have broken over time. Plus they are soft, hard as 5.5, tend to get scratched and worn, and the dispersion of an opal kind of dies down over the years. You think, oh, well, that's not as pretty, it's dulled down. Well, you know what? It's one of the things I've always done. Time-wise, as a lapidary, it does not take but really minutes to polish an opal with diamond compound. It can go, through, if it's really coarsely, 3 grits, boom, 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 600, 3,000 to 50,000 mesh, and you're done. And I can do that in minutes. And I wouldn't charge my clients what you could charge. I still got, if you figured it per hour, a good wage, but they would be so amazed. It was one of the best values for the money spent, because I could restore the life back into that opal simply by polishing it. So opal, gets a kind of a bum rap carried forward over the years as something being unlucky, more so I think to do with people have broken them or something, and then they think, oh, something bad or whatever. And when all it is the fact that they're fragile and that you have, gemstones, when you take possession of them in a form of a piece of jewelry, all of a sudden you're responsible for its well-being. And so many of you, and I do mean to generalize, take your jewelry and you just kind of toss it into the jewelry box, or you have it laying next to something that's harder. Even diamonds are some of the worst culprits there can be, because it does not take but anything, a bare little passing by of the edge of the girdles of a diamond bracelet, let's say, against anything else. Because remember, we already learned that in the true Mohs scale, corundum, which is ruby and sapphire, being 9, diamond being 10, in reality, it's 4 times harder. So yeah, it can scratch ruby and sapphire really easily, and anything else below that really easily. So you have to be aware. But the stone that would come out always the worst was opal. That's kind of my reasoning behind it. It's my favorite stone for many, many reasons. Okay, so the other thing I collected was mineral specimens, what I call my Made in America collection. And that is mineral specimens from the United States. Why wouldn't I? There's so many choices from every state. There's something really neat that you can get, and or that has been discovered. So you'll see that in the collection. So also, though, I have made some wonderful buys over the years, and I am at the point in my life, not only financially, it was a tough time for me with, having had COVID and then long haulers and whatnot. So you're getting the benefit of that. I could say sale price, but that's kind of, I never even like using that gimmicky word, but really that's pretty much what you're going to see reflected in some pieces today. And then also some, of course, items you haven't seen. I am breaking down and offering some more of something I said I probably wouldn't sell anymore. So you're going to get the benefit of that. It's going to be a great show. All right, so just to start off right now, gremlins were in the machine this week, and I realized that somehow, boom, right in the middle of the opal, of Ethiopian opal, which, see, isn't that funny? I didn't even put that correlation together till right now. So what a great segue to the fact that the show was cut off right in the middle of Ethiopian opal, which brings me to the other point about opal and the connotation of having bad luck. The one thing I didn't mention was the fact that over time, opal has a high water content in its amorphous structure, amorphous being non-crystalline. Over time, if the opal isn't a real stable structure, that percentage of water to some extent can dry out. And what it'll do is not cause cracks. A lot of people use that word, but I don't like to use that word. It will, crazed is a good word, because you hold it up to the light, and that's how you can tell. And you see all these little spider webs, and that's crazy. Now, that's why I always thought, and I've been out to Lightning Ridge for 3 weeks and, talked to the miners, been down in the opal mines. I always said to them, and I was talking to them, I said, like, when you bring the opal up, don't you sit it out in a pile for a period of time and let the Australian outback sun do its job. And by pretty much eliminating the opals that would have the tendency to dry out and craze. They said they used to. For even a year to 2 years, pile out the ore material and then sell it. But, of course, their own personal economies and the fact that the Lightning Ridge opal scene has really, really dried up by way of the material available. They can't afford to sit on it anymore. So what's happening is they're actually rushing it to market before the material crazes. They don't even want to know whether it will or not. I used to work with an opal dealer, and he'd give a guarantee of a year on the opals if you bought them from them of not crazing, because think about it, that could be a huge investment. So you always actually want, if you buy estate opals, truly, that's a great way to assure a opal is stable and has already gone through its crazing phase if it was going to do so. When you, and I know for a fact that Gem Shopping has dealers that do exactly that. They buy estate opal pieces, and there's so much less down the road headache if you do that. And you're buying a stable opal, you're not going to have trouble later from the client. So the ones that do craze, that's another way that, you say, but I didn't do anything to it. And the last thing you need to watch and remember is if it is, and let's just use the generality, African opal, which is silly because the only opals really in Africa that have a play of color come from Ethiopia. Now, yes, there's Tanzanian opal. I have it in my personal collection. I've sold maybe all the ones I'm going to sell. The cat's eye opals from Tanzania. Beautiful yellowish material, great cat's eyes. Technically, it is opal. All right, other than that, the opals that have a play of color, only Ethiopia. So we ought to just say Ethiopian opals, but so many times, I don't know what connotation people have with using the word. It's easier, better, and more marketable if you say African. Remember, issue with African opals is they have a hydrophane tendency. And that's the other thing that people could say, well, my opal, I went out in the rain or I got it wet, or they don't even know what happened because they don't haven't associated the water with the opal, and it can totally change the look. But give it time and it reverts back, to these different stages of being a hydrophane opal. In other words, the ability to absorb and dissipate. And this also can be an issue going even way back, like the opal. All of a sudden, wow, my opal all of a sudden was this color. Because they were Hungarian opals, mined in rhyolite, and similar to Mexican opals, which also can have a tendency, mined in rhyolite, to have that hydrophane property. So there's a little miniature essay, I guess, on opal, going back to my being able to get out of parochial school, 8th grade, 13 years old, doing my term paper on opal. And, no two opals look alike. It's a great, great stuff. Okay, so the reason I just did that, I just filled in the time. We're not going to use having a trivia contest. I apologize for that issue, but today's a new day. Another trivia question coming up at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Let's get to the comments. First, we have Miss Gabby says, "Howdy, everyone." I'm not positive where I heard the greetings and salutations quote. I do remember that Charlotte in the children's book, Charlotte's Web, used salutations as her greeting. So I'm going with that. I saw that because I had to look it up last week when we talked about that. And I saw that it mentioned Demolition Man. And the other place that salutations came up was Charlotte's Web. It really wasn't, though. The answers I found weren't really what I thought. I thought it would be something more familiar or something else. I guess people just use it and hear it, but I thought there'd be something other to that it would be attributed to. So I actually was disappointed in my research on that. Stick the rocks in minerals, Shawn. Customer service did call me that day you recorded this show, and my ornament should be arriving tomorrow. That's great, because Miss Summer is working on some more of yours. Well, must have been a senior moment. My mind said basalt, but my fingers typed rhyolite. But the prize went to the rightful winner just the same. Best to all, Miss Gabby of Florida. Yeah, that's referring to the other week's trivia, where I knew Miss Gabby knew what that, because who knows how many zeolite specimens she has, and that the matrix that they're associated with from Mumbai, India, are basalt and not rhyolite, but very good, because both are magmatic minerals, let's say. So if you are going to pick one that would be wrong, that would be the best wrong answer you could have picked. Just put it that way. Miss Cindy says, hello, Rock family. Shawn, it was wonderful to see everyone in studio this week. Only problem, video ended at, we know where it ended. Gonna check to see if an updated version gets posted. My bad. I had a discussion with Asif if I would have checked it sooner in the week. And that this very rare, never happened before. And yeah, Miss Gabby, you're right. I don't know why I keep saying 4 years. It's 5 years coming up in May that we've been doing this show. My time flies. So if I would have caught it sooner, yes, Asif could have put up a entire version. So in the end, it's my fault, because
we all messed up.
I take responsibility. I'm the captain of the ship, and I take full responsibility for my crew. It was my fault. What a great place where everybody fights to take blame. Boy, you don't see that very often. Okay, so, sorry, no updated version. Till next week, Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Mr. Anthony, she says, not very much. Hello all. Opal, then gone, mid-sentence. Is that how you meant to write that? I think with that, when I do something like that, the Raven always says, how'd that go? Meaning she makes me repeat my, I got that from my mom. When my mom talked, my mom was an amazing, she did lectures, all kinds of stuff. And she used her hands constantly. And it was a way of expressing that. I think I got that from her. Mr. Anthony says, Opal, then gone mid-sentence. Here, I'll do it again. It's like your airtime ran out or something. No, maybe my breath from having long haulers. Sometimes I have shorter breath. Anyway, I scored a Helidor and an aquamarine. Eyes down. That's all that counts, is that you got some items that you found you like. And you know what? We were right at the end of the show on those opals anyway. I'll show them again. They didn't go anywhere. Miss Ursula says, Shawn, hello and happy spring to you, Miss Raven and the Rock County community. Did you try to remember a cellar tonight, but could not for the life of me, since my specimen does not contain it? Ha ha. You can bet that Mr. Anthony and I will not forget the name of this mineral so quickly. We both seem to have ordered from the same Chinese menu. LOL. That's cute. Let's hope the GSN is going to run the full... Okay, smarty pants. Is going to run the full tape of today's show once more. No, since it didn't cut you off in mid-sentence while you were presenting the Ethiopian crystal opal. That's what I said. It's the opal. It's the opal's fault. That's its fault. The power of the opal. Ethiopian. I love Lightning Ridge opal. I love Lightning Ridge. Oh, great stuff. Take care, and let's all be thankful for what has been given to us today. Indeed. Miss Peggy, dear Raven, Professor, the amazing crew of Gem Shopping, and the rock nerds like me. I was on vacation last week in Florida and missed your show, but I did know the minerals in that zeolite you had as trivia. Sure you did, Miss Peggy. I'm just teasing. However, I would have opted out from the prize. The great thing that happened is I was watching your next show today, Monday. My trivia prize arrived in the mail. I've heard that happening before. As people are actually watching the show, that during that moment, they get their trivia prize out of all the other times that it could arrive. That is the magic of this show. You have an amazing shipping department. These opals are so pretty. I have never had a black opal, especially from Lightning Ridge. Great, great day. Oh, yeah, you're the one everybody has got trivia envy over from getting that parcel of free black opals. Well done. And look at that. We were just talking about opals earlier. Opals coming back up again in you receiving the free prize. So, power of the opal is among us. I still would have pinched you anyway on St. Patty's. Haha. I noticed your hair was so silky and shiny these days. What are you using? Well, I better not do that because Asif sent me some clips. From when I had like the ferret faucet hair coming out, and it was short. It was when we first moved to the new building, and 10 years ago, I don't know. And then he sent me one a little bit later. My hair got a little longer, and I had that coat on. For those of you that remember that coat, and then it was so funny. You know me, if anything, I would wear just some grizzled old mining clothes that would be most comfortable on me. But I tried to dress up, so I wore a sport coat, not a tie, a sport coat. So I do this initial shot where I'm talking with a sport coat, and right after it was over with, he has a picture, and Raven has a really funny look on her face, like, like I told you so, not even bother kind of look, because I'm bent over, my arms are out this way, and she is stripping that coat off of me. And I didn't think I really worked, maybe once or twice after that. So, yeah, that's not me. So let's see. Going back to my silky hair, if you really want to know, it's not expensive, but I use 2 different shampoos. And the second one I use has coconut oil in it. True story. Thank you for finding my hair. You want to touch it? I'd probably want you to. It does smell good. Okay. Now, that was a serious question I see here that you're asking. Okay, so there's your answer. I have tried to make mine that modelist style, but I've been unsuccessful. You probably use diamond enriched conditioner, LOL. You know what? That would probably be a great idea if someone came out and put just a little bit in there. You know what? We'll probably see that at some point, Miss Peggy, and then wish that it would have been us. You already came up with the idea, but the follow through, and you can say diamond enriched. Wow. Look at the pet rock thing. I so regret never having a mind to come up with such things like that. Stupid. And I think I read where the guy makes millions a year from the thing. Do you have any Koroi opals left to sell? On one of your last live shows, you offered some amazing. Oh no! Oh, he's doing it. He's putting it on there. There I am at this building. 10 years ago? Asif, is that what it's been? I don't know how long. But wow. Is my face red? Oh yeah, it feels red. I embarrass easily. You wouldn't necessarily think that, but there you go. That's the flared hair look. Oh no. I see it coming up. There it is. As the hair gets a little longer, I try to clean up my act, and it just didn't work for me. Yeah, the sport coat wasn't working for me. Yeah, seriously. Is that me? Wow. There we now I am fully and completely embarrassed. You know, wow. Okay, you know what? That makes up for you guys missing out on any show last week. Okay? I don't want to hear another word about missing the show last week. That just made up for it. That kind of buffoonery, getting to see that side of me. Wasn't that funny about the coat, though? That was really funny. Actually, I hadn't even seen the whole clip like that. I only saw a static clip. That was great. I was stripping that baby off. Oh, too funny. Yeah, not another word from any of you. Okay, let's see. Back to Miss Payton. On the special. Unfortunately, I missed out, but I would love try again to get some. And what was that? That was you were trying to get some more specimens of what it was. Oh, Croy opals. Yeah. You know what? There might be some. Just keep watching the show. You never know. I want to get one of the aquamarines you showed. However, I did just come back from vacation. I am hoping that some will be left so I can purchase next week. I thought they were so beautiful. Yes, they were. And let me know if there are any more, because I was actually going through inventory, and I probably could do a couple more if anyone is interested. I am so glad that you went to the doctor. Skin issues undiagnosed can lead to terrible problems. Please, please, please listen to him and do what he tells you. I can't lose you. You are so special to all of us. I see that there is no trivia questions this week. So find your joy, keep yourself healthy, please, please. Yeah, that was just the first doctor thing. 3 things wrong. Anemic, no sunshine medicine, vitamin D, so, and then bacterial infection. Yeah, sure, why not? Be transparent. You should know we're what family, right? And called the skin doctor and to find out the rate of per skin issue, which, like I remember saying the other week, I am a quarter Irish and Welsh and fair-skinned, and spent my time in the sun in Florida as a teen and late teen, and paying the price now. And the per, mold whatever price, yeah, there was a per whatever price. And I have, when I went to the skin doctor 20 years ago, I asked him what the average number of moles. He told me, he goes, the average number of moles a person has is 40. And then he said, and you're one that keeps the average up. That's what he told me. So there's no telling. It was $60 each for the simple ones that you just freeze off. Anyway, enough about that. We'll see. That's why you're going to get the benefit of it, because I have to raise some mole money. Mo money. Mo. Yes, I need mo money. That was good. Oh man. All right. We actually sell rocks and minerals in this show, but before that, you get a comedy routine. Okay, next, Miss Barbara. Hi, Professor Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. Congratulations, you doctored up and we can breathe a sigh of relief. That's if I live. Congrats also to Elisa for getting the gyrolite. Enjoy your fluorites. You earned them. I went to the books and discovered an alternative name for gyrolite, which explains the shiny coating. Glimmer zeolite. That sounds like a marketing name gimmick for people to make more. I'll never forget that. Don't forget that, Barbara, because you should have gotten that one right. Oh, great. No trivia, I guess, because the recording ended mid-opal. Oh well. Gotta scoot and do some gardening before days of rain be well all. Miss Barbara from Brooklyn. Mr. Harry, I am so glad you're back on the scene and contributing again. You dropped out there for a while. It must be to cut some of those 400 stones on your mark for graves. I'll read your comment first. Hi there, Professor Shawn. Yeah, you are absolutely correct on me taking time and learn more on identification of minerals and such. I am happy to hear you made it to the docks. Good for you. Well, besides being totally envious on the Black Opal week, and I got the answers right on, and man, I thought I had the specimen. Identification nailed. Not. Anyway, I got the black spinel and parcel of Bitonite. Well, that was one of the two best deals there, and you nailed them, Harry, especially as a cutter, because the black spinel you can do so much with. And if you ever want to try carving, it is an excellent medium, that or nephrite jade, to work with, because it is a very dense material. It's not fragile, and it takes a really nice polish, and so you can be real creative and safe doing it, in even doing thinner areas. So and the Bitonite, that was, though, it was tumbled, and there was like 3 parcels, so if you missed out, you may want to check back to see if there are any, because that was such a good quality and opportunity for getting facet grade material that I already tumbled of Bitonite. Yeah, a type of feldspar. The plagioclase feldspar, a Rooney. Oh, that's funny. The plagioclase feldspar, a Rooney. Oh, yeah. Sorry to hear about the flash freeze and loss of them plum and peach blossoms. Ugh, yeah, I'm watching them now turn browner and browner every day. Really dig all the comments you made on the faceting arts and mistake indexing. LOL. Yeah, I have done that quite a few times and ground down fingertips. Ha ha ha. But yeah, the Graves Mark IV as your main go-to tool, I agree, as being so comfortable on mine also. I will repolish a table or a bar cut, but going to the indexing the facets, whew, that's tough. Anyway, I have rebuilt my motor twice, because you know who from Graves doesn't answer emails or telephone calls for a single customer, I guess, because the last thing I found is a vendor that got in touch with him, and the motors are coming out of China. So there's a big delay, and I finally have one on order. As far as your Mark IV, do you have any reversing capabilities? Well, if you haven't, we need to upgrade yours. I am a licensed electrician and would be more than happy to make it go in reverse. And it's great to hear another correct perspective on proper Heliodor. And then, Mr. Harry, you are doing great, right up to the end. Then he says, where's the trivia question? Sincerely, Harry. Wow, what a way to close. Okay, back to the Graves machine. We'll just forget it, you said that. No, mine doesn't go in reverse, but I'm left-handed. So I actually like the direction it goes, and as far as reversing it, I think I would probably be uncomfortable. And also, it would change the way my laps and the direction of the wear on the diamonds that are impregnated into that lap. And it would create a more coarse environment, I would think, and then I wouldn't be used to it. And I might overshoot a cut. Right now, I know exactly all my different laps, how they cut. It's just a comfort thing. Okay, so there you go. And of course, now none of you get a trivia gift. Nope. We're just going to move on to the first item of the show. We'll be right back with it. You know, I said I needed some more money. And this is, wow. I didn't think I was going to pass off any more of these and sell off any more of these, but I'm going to. Yes, the extremely rare Japanese. They're going to come in this suspension box, which makes it look at that. Look at that. This is one of the most dodecahedron ones, and from my own collection, and holding it back. Yep. Look at the size of this, too. Over 6 carats. And look at every single side has a stunning, look at that layered color. Look at those 2 colors. Look at, this would have been the bottom. This would have been like where it might have been attached to the matrix. And then look at that. Now, these, on almost all of the garnets, they'll have this little surface that makes you kind of want to wipe it off and make it shinier. But that's just part of the mineral. It won't come off, so to speak, like that. See those little surfaces? No, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to. Look at how stunning this is. And this is one of my personal beauties that I have saved. Look at all the colors there. Now, the Coast Mine was closed in 2005. And a deposit above the original actual mine is where this was found. And it's a very small area. And I'm going to sit this down right here. It was a manganese mine, Now, let me find the little button here. Where, oddly enough, these a deposit of these garnets were discovered nearby. And the town and the prefecture got so possessive, or I guess so tired of the rockhounds, and there's many Japanese rockhounds. My son spent a year and a half there, and he actually went to this town. He said, Dad, you would have loved it. It was nothing but rock shops on either side of the town. But where this is, the prefecture and the nearby town got so tired of the intruders, pretty much, that they ended up clamping down and assessing huge fines or jail time for trespassing. So the availability of these, most of the material was already taken out, but of course people are still going to go dig whatever they can. It was an area not big at all. I'm talking about less than like 50 feet long, and it was like 3 feet high, 6 feet deep, kind of thing. Those numbers are probably off somewhat, but overall close. It was not a big deposit. And large ones like this are extremely rare. If I actually had a picture on my phone, but I'm not even going to pull it up and show you, because there was a picture of one, and it was over like $600, and it was like this size. It was like $100 a carat. Then there was also ones, all of them less than a carat. They were around 70, 80 points, and they weren't even crystalline shape. They were just pieces of crystals, it appeared like, and didn't have any real iridescence. And they were selling for like $40 each, which would have, which price was crazy. So if you actually calculate the price on this, it is only $98. $98. And this is one of the best quality ones that you can see. Look at how beautiful that is. And every single side glows and has a different color. And even then, look at that. I love the, I consider the bottom portion, because you get some of the brightest, most reflective colors out of it. Now, I'm going to show a few others, so you may want to not jump. Look at that to this one straight away. But this is one of the biggest and the best and the nicest of them all. So, but I have some budget for everyone. Yes, I've decided to part with a few more of these. Yeah, look at that. Did you see that? Just shouldn't do it. Yeah, there. I'll let that sit at a different angle and let it spin for a moment, and you can enjoy it while I get another one. Oh, yes. And by the way, yes, my loving Raven, I couldn't think of a better thing to give her. She works so hard, because when, she does Sam's show also, so she is working all the time. And I thought the best thing I could give her for her birthday today was the day off, which makes it very hard on me, but she was really excited. She's got 2 huge shows with Sam this weekend, so if you want to catch her in the background or see any of the turntables, she has been here so long and worked with so many different people. She goes way back when she made her return here into the showroom. I think it made her feel good. Everybody knows her. Does a great job. Does a great job at turntables. Then the other thing about it is she knows so much about jewelry, and including the agates and things. She has a hidden knowledge that she just doesn't showcase as much as she should. Okay, now Let me show you item number 1052922. 1052922. I'm just randomly taking these from the ones I was going to show. So no specific order. Check this one out. This is another one of the really fine dodecahedrons. It'll come in a suspension case. You know, those little tubes that really show a stone off well, or anything, you know, because you can see both sides versus just a regular gem tube. So it'll have one of those like you saw the other. Then look at this one. This is another one. It's a little bit smaller. You can see dimensions, and you can go back and compare dimensions if you want, because I actually did dimensions most in 3 directions. So if you know millimeters, that just remember also part of the quiz. 25.4 millimeters to an inch. So that should give you a good idea when you're looking at those dimensions. When you see 8.5 millimeters, you know you're looking at roughly 1/3 of an inch across, which is quite large. Look at this. Every little different angle that you see, you get an incredible play of color. That's why these, I have to admit, we set some aside personally long ago. And she labeled them as ours. And I got into the one that labeled ours. So you're getting to see, yeah, look at those colors. Look at the colors even in the reflection in the mirror. Look at that. And look at the perfection in nature as far as the angles of the crystal and the shape. Boy, I could not facet those better than that. All right, so on this, look at that. Oh, this is why. Of all the garnet families, or if I was to pick a favorite garnet, overall, it would probably be the andradite family, which of course includes the demantoids and a garnet like this. Tremendous piece. And believe it or not, can you imagine? I am offering that, and that's why the other benefit, you're getting that for only $68. $68. And I want you go look at there's like nothing available of any decent quality. For iridescence, there might be one good side. There won't, and the prices on these things are crazy. But I had made a good buy a long time ago, many years ago, on this material. And I guess it's kind of nice to be able to share it with you, because no one else can. Let me show you another. Yes, here's another. This is a nice size one. I want to do these one at a time because I don't want to mix up the... Normally I could just give everything to the Raven and she would put it all away nicely and on, but no, can't do that. All right, this one comes in a suspension tube as well. You can see right there what you're getting ready to see. So let me take it out and let it spin for a moment while I get this one away. If I do this one at a time, I will not mess up, and then Kevin will be all mad at me. Don't want to do that. Okay. Look at this. Look at this beauty. And that's just it. You know, it's not always just the faces of the crystal. It is often the contact points where it was attached to the matrix, where you get some of your, look at it, stunning reflective colors. Look, there we go. Look, look, that's what I was just talking about. I didn't know this one had it, but if it did, I was looking for it. And look at that. I mean, oh, yeah. I get so excited. 105 30 20. Hold on. 105 30 22. Look at that. That is electric colors. And wow. Wow. See, that's what wow. What else in nature could do that? Look at that. That's what I'm saying. This is a face that is not part of the upper part of the crystal. This is a face, as you were removing it from matrix and from other crystals next to it, and the way it kind of cleaves or breaks off between crystal planes. Look at that. I mean, could you imagine making that into a wire wrap piece of jewelry and having that displayed out there? Only the real mineral and gem enthusiasts would know what that is. It doesn't matter. As someone once told me that loved minerals, it was like, I don't wear my jewelry and gems for other people. I wear them for myself. And I always thought that was something, an appropriate thing to say. Pretty much why I collect and love the things I love. It is for what I want, what I like. Okay, so we looked at the backside. Look at that. Look at those other beautiful faces above. Oh, but there's the money shot. That might even be a different face than the one we just looked at, because there's another one there. And if I turn that the right way, we would probably get some type of electric response. There we go. See, it's there. And I just have to look at that. I didn't even know it would be there, but it is there. And so that's a different angle than the ones right there. That's what you're getting on that one. That is so cool. I don't even know why I am selling these. $88. $88. I am talking about pieces you cannot find. This is rare stuff, and this is the high-graded material of this rare stuff. Yeah. Yep, we set some aside. And that's why I'm saying, as time goes on, as we get deeper into our stock, you're getting the benefit of it. And you're getting the benefit of it because of the price that we paid for it long ago, not what it's selling for now, which is bad business on my part. But you know what? It's the family price. As my dad's always said, though, he goes, I don't want the family discount. He goes, the family discount's twice the price. So he used to joke to me about that, but no, real family discount here. Next item, 105-3122. 105-3122. And you know what? These little suspension boxes aren't inexpensive. You know, yeah, and I'm throwing them in as part of the deal. So I do sell these, by the way, and I haven't in a while, but I may put them up again. So this gets a suspension box as well. Let's look at it. The gem, and like I said, I had price ranges. We'll put it right there for the moment. Look at that. That is a partial dodecahedron. So dodecahedron is a 12 to 24 sided crystal form that garnets love to form in, and that's the common shape that you would see them in. And on my uncle's property, oh, you guys, I have shown, and you've bought some of it. I discovered a huge garnet mica schist deposit that just protruded from the ground and had some amazing quality. They weren't facet grade, but boy, they were some nice garnets, rhodolite garnets. And it was so fun to make that discovery. Anyway, only if I could find this kind of garnet deposit. Look at this one. So this one has, again, some beautiful, look at that, beautiful reflective iridescent colors. 2.35 carat. Look at that. Look at that. They're on all these faces. You just have to spin them until you find that. Look at that. There we go. There it is. And get it just right, and bingo. Look at that. So, you know, you could cut these. I have sold them faceted, remember. And in faceting them, this one would be a good one to facet if you wanted to play around with faceting either Harry or Mr. Anthony there. Just because it's big enough and it's not going to break the bank. So here it is in my hand as Dave reads my mind and comes out with a shot just to show you. Because as it was told to me one time, actually several times over the many years, a display like that in my hand actually tells people so much more than giving millimeters or any other type of look at that number reading. It's relative to my hand. Keep in mind, I have a small And my ring finger size is a 7.5 for a guy. Okay, price on this guy, here, make it affordable for everybody. This is Shawn's silly way to lose money. $48. $48. I'm probably making some money, but I couldn't make as much as what it could be if I put it in one of those other markets, but I'm not going to do that. Nope, nope, nope. You guys get the benefit of getting the goods that no one else will have. And I just appreciate all of y'all's support. Oh, I pulled up another one. Let me see if I have any more garnets to show before I show you that stone. Well, there's the free item somewhat. You know, that's crazy because the free item was actually the two things that we were talking about. You know what? I'm going to show you. Here it is. Okay, free item. See that? Free item. Look at, we were just talking about the opal I was going to give away. And look at the opal. That's a real, so it's actually technically a black opal. It's on a natural black, giving incredible colors there. And then, look at this. I was going to give away a garnet crystal. So my favorite stones that we talked about was garnets that I collected, and favorite gem being opal. And I had forgotten that my free item was actually those two pieces. But there. That'll get you back for not a single one of you did not mention. Well, maybe Miss Gabby did it about our snafu. That's okay. I'll make it up. So someone's going to get to win that prize. I'll keep the same prize. How's that for next week? That'll be a good one. You'll actually get to know in advance what you're playing for. So let's have some participation here going on. All right. Did we talk about this one? Yep. $48 one. Okay. Let me just see if I had any others I was going to show. Oh, yep. Okay. Oh. Better yet, like I said, I was going to cover price range for everybody and everybody an opportunity. So let's look at 1053222. 105 3222, and I need to write that on. Kevin's going to shoot me. Okay, let me show you this one in a suspension box as well. Price on it, I'll tell you right now, $24 only dollars. Yes, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this go. Wow. Wow. So look, it's over a carat. It's a carat 11. You should see what they're asking for, you know, something less than a carat, well less than a carat with, well, no visible iridescence. And it was like $39. And it was crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at every single face on that. Look at the colors. That's what you want to pay for. If it doesn't have the iridescence, then what's the point? You're technically then buying just andradite. It needs to have two important words that can be said before the andradite. One of them is rainbow, and the other is iridescent. You can really get by and say rainbow garnet, but I like the full Monty, the iridescent rainbow garnet. That covers it all. So this, yeah, that jewel, $24, and what a great opportunity because it is still over a carat. And in general, with gemstones and even down to things like this, it matters whether it is above or below a carat. It certainly matters in cut and faceted stones. You know, things like this, crystals like this, they can just be set just as they are in a mounting and enjoy the beauty of them that way. But again, this also would be one for you cutters out there that you could, it'd be interesting to see a cabochon. You know, I haven't seen any of these cut in cabochon. I've seen them faceted, so it'd be a great one to facet, not to even practice faceting, just facet it, and you're gonna be pleased. But the cabochon androdites I have seen, are the ones that have come out of Stanley Butte in New Mexico. And I haven't been impressed. Nope. I have not been impressed, even though they're a neat garnet. Also, the Mexican androdites that have, it's mostly a yellow or golden iridescence to them. It doesn't have that full rainbow look to them. Okay, I am going to wipe this turntable off to show you the next item. I'll be right back. I said I was going to have some unusual things from time to time. This certainly fits in there. You know, I don't know why I didn't tell the story while we were just on air, because I just told the guys that years ago in my live show that I did for like 9 different years or whatever, I came across a deal on a Tanzanian rainbow moonstone, and it had the play of color like the finest, I guess I'll say in this case, crystal Ethiopian opal, except it was on this very white base color that you're seeing now in this particular stone. It was over 10 carats. And I got, I worked so close on the price because I purchased the stone and I just wasn't sure if there was the clientele at Gem Shopping to recognize the beauty, the rarity, and the value of a moonstone, because it was about $12,000. It sold the very first time I showed it. A man was looking for something different for his wife for an anniversary gift. I'll never forget this. I could tell the story over and over again. And he actually saw this stone, and he loved to watch Gem Shopping. Didn't know much about gemstones, but he said he had never seen anything else like it. I later discovered that I sold the stone for half of the value. I didn't recognize it. This is where I didn't recognize it when I was buying it, just how inexpensively it was being sold to me. And with me getting scared about whether I could sell it or not, I just priced it too low. And so there's a client out there that bought a quarter for a dime, basically. That's kind of the way I see those things. Look at this. Okay, so you can see this is not your normal. Look at the color. See the purples? This is what I'm talking about. And the greens in the edge of this that you're seeing, this is what I'm talking about in the stone that I sold all those years ago. It had a play. Look at that. It had a play of colors like I had never seen before. So this is a rainbow moonstone. You can see it's 5 millimeters, which is almost, well, it's about the diameter of what a half carat diamond would be. It has a lower, why it weighs 42 points versus close to half carat, because the specific gravity of the stone, it's lighter. It's lighter than a diamond. Look at that. This is the back of it, but I think it's so beautiful from the back. But of course, from the top, it's fantastic as well. You know, when you see one, even ones this small in this kind of color, with this kind of color play, they are just really rare, because so many people will put the term rainbow moonstone on either a cabochon moonstone or a faceted one, and there won't be any rainbow to it. It'll be blue. They should put a blue moonstone, and that's the way it should be sold, not as rainbow. Now, once you start getting into some yellows and some other colors, okay, I could see you pushing it and maybe calling it rainbow. But without a doubt, this one falls into the true rainbow moonstone category, because you saw all those other colors in the gem. So price on this, I wish I had a whole parcel of them, because, oh man, yeah. You know what? That nice. It'll come in a suspension box as well. $28. $28. Kind of silly, but why not? Oh. Now, let me show you. Okay, we're going to do, yep, a special run of those in a little bit. Now, let me show you a world-class specimen. Now, not too often do I put that description on something, but this piece falls in that category. Item 1052822. And this is a cabinet quality, cabinet size. Look at that. Look at the size of that compared to my hand. This is a tour of beauty. It almost looks like a floater piece because I don't really see the connection point because it has crystals of vanadinite, plus others we'll talk about, on all sides. And as I turn this, look at this, as we rotate this piece, you are going to see, look at this, look. Oh gosh, I love vanadinite. Look at that. It forms those incredible hexagonal shaped crystals of these colors that this is exactly the color range you want it. Those beautiful red oranges. Now, when you get, oh, what do we have along here? That's goethite. Is because I couldn't write all the minerals. I didn't have room in the description tag. So you have to, if you get this, just listen to what I say so you know we cover everything. Okay, so a lot of just the generic kind of black areas are going to be manganese oxide, which could be a pyrolusite or a salamalane type thing. Then when you get into these areas, these dark areas, that have a reflective quality to the black crystals. Look at that little pocket down in there. Look at that. And okay, on the side, white barite crystals. You have a lot of different color barites through this. So when you see those bladed crystals, that's what you're looking at. And we're just looking at a little area, which is good. Okay, so you see when the wolfenite, actually, wolfenite can be found at this particular deposit with these particular specimens. That's why I actually mentioned, because often the wolfenite will be in that yellowish range. But in this case, what you have in these more yellowish little crystal clusters there is vanadinite, but it is more of a what they call an arseno vanadinite. In other words, it has a more of a substitution with arsenic, giving it a different color range. Now, look at this. This has, as we come just a little bit, look at this. Continual crystals around all sides. And now here's into the black crystal areas again. And what you're going to have there is, and you may be familiar with this word because there's a specimen I still haven't sold of it, the descloisite. And it's a French word, so I may be mispronouncing it, or maybe I should say decloisite. My 1 year of French didn't take me very far, but it is related to this family and is often found with them. And under magnification, if the dark areas are a botryoidal type formation, that would be goethite. But if they are a crystalline formation, then it's the decloisite, which you can see how it's a little bit sparkly. That would be not goethite. Look at that. Look at the colors. And then looking down on even the end, you can see barites back behind this. This, when I started looking at this specimen, I burnt the clock up because I just couldn't pull myself away from enjoying looking at it before I was offering it to all of you. I always clean them all up and get the dust off of them because we've usually been looking at them and having them displayed. Now, here's the other thing I want to show you. And if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't be able to figure it out. All right, let's go into some of these white areas that you're seeing here. This is a mineral. I don't think I had room on the, let me see, the tag. Nope. So you'll have to just make note of it. Aragonite. Aragonite, yes, there is aragonite that actually forms over some of the other crystals. Here's a layer of barite. Look at that. I mean, this has, and then there's also limonite. So you have this orange, which is limonite, but it's not the kind of limonite that's real soft and will just get everywhere and make a mess. Nor is the goethite. I can rub my finger on it and see it's not even coming off. So that is a kind of limonite I can deal with. Some of that other limonite, oh, not so much. So the aragonite is kind of spaced. Look how big this is. There's so much to look at compared to a normal specimen. That's why this is referred to as a cabinet quality and cabinet size, because of the large size that it is, which is makes it very additionally desirable. Look at the size of some of these vanadinites, and look at that one just kind of hanging on the side of this kind of bug. Look at the ones growing down in there. You know, if I could just, I don't know, have been part of the process and miniaturize myself. And okay, so like these white areas, those will be aragonite. And there's an area on here. Let me see. Let's go right over here. Here we go. Here's an area. You can see, this is what I was talking about, where the aragonite is forming right over the top of it, some of those crystals. Now, some of the aragonite and calcites in this material can be so overtaking that they actually will dissolve away the calcites to reveal the aragonites, but I mean to reveal the vanadinites. But this is all natural the way it was found. Look at that. Look at how large those are. Look at the additional crystallization, the color of the orangish red against the dark manganese oxides and the goethites. That's the other thing. Okay, you see there's a difference in color of the black. And so we already know that there's two black minerals. There's the goethite and there's the deschlorite. But then you get this grayish material, and that will be your manganese oxides in a lot of cases there. And then you can see layering of it. You can see, of course, the multicolors of vanadinite and even the gradation of color right there. And that's where the chemical formula is altering and having a more or less of an arsenic content. All right, so as we come away, you can see the size in general and the sparkle to it. As I rotate this, you can see all the sides. This is I have priced this, look at that, wow. At truly a fraction. Look at how beautiful that is. And this is such a large and impressive piece. I'm not sure which way how it was attached to the wall to grow, because I don't see a connection point. But maybe there was one with the barite and whatnot. But this is in beautiful, beautiful shape. The crystals are very well defined. And I have this priced at a price that it won't ever be less than. So we have just brought it to the rock bottom price. So let me just read off some of the minerals. We have vanadinite, aragonite. We have the arsenic-bearing vanadinite. We have the deschlorite. We have the limonite. We have the goethite. And then we have the manganese oxides, which are probably pyrolusite, maybe some selamelite. Then there's some others probably for you to discover, because I am sure that with that kind of mineralization, there's probably something else there to discover. Price on this, only $288. Only $288. And, you know, specimens like that, the ones I could find that even looked remotely similar, they were in the $1,000 range or higher. And this material came out a while back. It's well known. I know exactly where it's from. Let's make sure I get the right item. 105. I probably read that to you wrong. Yeah, I did. 2622. Sorry about that. I could not read that well. My eyes are on the next step of the doctor's path. Yeah, 1052622. There we go. So you can see the minerals that I was able to get in the description, and then add some others. So it's the Cuda workings, the well-known workings for vanadinite. And so this is from a world-class deposit. Take advantage of it. It's the nicest one I have, and I can probably assure you it will be the nicest one that that you'll have, and that anyone else would as well. It's a real beauty. Now, to kind of go to the opposite end of the vanadinite collecting is item 1052722. 1052722. And so here you can see side by side. Now, remember the way this is wrapped up? I'm not going to unwrap it. We had a discussion about this because it is so cool. I learned a lot about how to wrap mineral specimens from the way I received them from the foreign miners, and how they could take, in this case, toilet paper and so securely wrap it like this. And I'm not going to unwrap it because it's so nicely done. This is barite. You're seeing the whole specimen except the very edge. And what you're seeing is beautiful, beautiful clarity of vanadinites on the really white barite. And the little darker areas, sparkly areas you may see like that are manganese oxides. There's some more right there, the silver material. But boy, what it just look at that. Look at that. Looking at them from the edge like that. Of course, they're just like facet grade clarity. It makes me want a facet one. Of course, they're really soft. But I'm sure that on the bigger specimens, I know cutters that will cut material like that, and I have as well. I mean, it's always tempting. Look at that. How pretty that hexagon is just sitting there. It's always a perfect clarity. Tempting to cut something out of these unusual materials. Many times, though, I end up wishing I wouldn't have messed the crystal up. So that's why I only will use crystals that aren't of a display quality. And that way I won't feel bad if my experiment of cutting something that really shouldn't be faceted anyway, like, stones that are hardness of 2, 2.5, 3. But it's such, I don't know, to a cutter, it's always tempting to try those kind of things. Look at that. So anyway, I'll take this big one away, but you can see the difference in even the color of that. Both absolutely stunningly beautiful. And the price of the little one, how about this? Only $38. Whoops, $38 on that. We'll leave them like that so we don't create crumbs for Dave or Raven to swoop in and collect. Okay, let me have a moment and clean up this big mess I just made, and I'll be right back. You have to go with what Raven says here, and that is there's no such thing as an ugly rock. And there isn't. Now, I was just trying to think what to say next about this type of rock. Now, for one thing, I know one person that would be interested in it because of where it is from. It is from Germany. Now, I could try to pronounce exactly where. Sure, why not? Why not? I've already embarrassed myself enough. Let's do it a little more. From Thuringia in the Nordhausen district. And, well, hopefully you'll know where that is, Miss Ursula. If you want to get in on the only German Manganite piece I will ever sell. Manganite. Okay, what is Manganite? It is simple. It is an Mn 3 plus OOH mineral. Did you get that? That is me loving chemistry. Oh, yes. I was the Chem 2. I mean, in other words, not Chemistry 1. I went on to take a second chemistry class, and I was a teacher's assistant, meaning you're the best student in the class at it, and loved it. And I went on later to put it to use in my ability to learn how to, let's see. Well, put it this way. If there was no such thing as explosives in the mining industry, then there would be no holes in the ground. That is what how they moved the earth was through the use, of course, of dynamite and concoctions thereof. So at a young age, yes, I learned sometimes the hard way, even at an older age, of things, of what goes boom and what doesn't go boom. And, well, anyway, back to Manganite. This is only $18. $18. Oh, look at the crystalline side to it. That's the money shot right there. This side showing you that Manganite often forms, of course, in huge, massive deposit. It is a big manganese ore. You know, in other words, to get manganese from. And to feel the weight of this, if this was a piece of hematite, which is iron ore, or a piece of galena, which is a lead ore, it would weigh way more than this. Manganese is one of the lighter metal ores that there's. It's you know, it's a beautiful black mineral, and it's something that you just don't run across. It would add another mineral to many people's collection because guess what? Even someone like Miss Gabby probably doesn't have a Manganite specimen. So watch, there'll be a rush on the Manganite and everybody be wishing that there was another one. Well, there's not. That's it. That's it for the Manganite. Oh, here, look. And remember, you have to save these. I'm going to keep it in this little bag. I'm not going to take it out. Look at this. Look what came with this. And this is where and when you can say it's an estate rock. When you have, this is all that came with it, but that is enough for provenance to extrapolate so much more information, just that much. If it did not have the Germany part on it, then it could be from anywhere. But once you have that connection, and then you realize that there is no other place to really find Manganite in Germany but that particular location. And anyway, big, it goes way back too. It's an old deposit, and that's pretty cool. Now, let me show you. Okay, yep, let me do it before I run out of time and can't do it. Yes, we're going to do a run of gemstones, but first, let me tease you into what they're going to be about. Let's look at 1054322. 1054322. And I am forgetting to do all my jobs here. To scan and do this and yeah, I misread it. Okay, look at this. This now, if this sells, I'm gonna tell you that I will put together some additional parcels. But what I'm offering right now, I could not stuff this more full. This, I tumbled these myself. And there is 100 carats of, well, you always call it ruby, and over there they'll call it ruby. But of course, there could be some like purple sapphires in there. There could be definitely some stars. And so this is the material. Look at this. Look at that beautiful six-sided piece. This would have been a natural crystal slice. You can still see some of the faces on it. Now, here's the neat thing. This is the story where I had to get the diamond. See the polish on that? You can't get that polish because the best grade of polish they make to polish all other tumble stones is something called Lindy A or aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide. Why does that sound familiar? Al2O3? Aluminum oxide is corundum, is ruby and sapphire, is emery. That is the best polish that they have. So you are trying to polish, which you can do because like hardnesses can scratch each other or polish it, but you'll be forever trying to polish ruby with ruby, basically. Diamond, remember, 4 times harder? Oh my. So I got this diamond grit from Australia. I bought like 20 carats of it, and you can reuse it. So you put a little in, you let it tumble, and guess what? All you're having left in your grit that's left over is going to be powdered aluminum oxide, hardness of 9, ruby and sapphire, and then also your diamond grit mixed in. Why would you not save that grit? You know what? They do that. They do that in the very smart little family artisanal people that make beads, people that polish the beads, you know, that get done in Asia so inexpensively, and in India. Well, when the ability came along for synthetic diamond as far as a polishing material, the little artisanal miner could afford it. I mean, you can get polishing compounds for like $5 a carat, and you can then reuse them over and over as they break down into finer grits, and that's what they will do. And the amount of time that it sped up, you can look on a chart if you looked over time at the price of a strand of beads. If you wondered why they seemed so less expensive than maybe a set number of years ago, it is because they were able to buy and use diamond as a cutting abrasive and a polishing abrasive. It sped the work up so much that the prices dropped. It was a great thing to happen in the world market. Now, we all know now they're making synthetic diamonds, large ones, and all this other stuff. And of course, you know how I feel about anything even treated. You know, I accept heat treatment of corundum, but or aqua, but you know, outside of that, synthetic things, I haven't caught on to them yet. You know, using synthetic diamond for polishing, that's a great use of it, or using a commercial grade. But they can actually make synthetic diamonds cheaper than the cheapest commercial grade diamonds that they find. Are more expensive than the synthetic ones that they can electrically plate onto sheets of metal, and then, well, that's a whole process, another story. But anyway, here's 100 carats. 100 carats of mixed ruby, some beautiful colors, all natural, all natural. I tumbled them using that Australian diamond. My story, the rest of the story to that was I tried to get more of the material. They were sold out and could not replenish it. But they were using actual Argyle mine diamonds. They were actually genuine and not a synthetic one. So I would have taken the synthetic ones. They certainly sold them to me cheap enough as far as a mesh goes. And that's how I got these polished. It was the only way. And boy, I tell you what, it didn't take much, and it put a amazing polish on them quickly. So it was pretty cool. Okay, 100 carats of material there, plus a story that goes with it, $29. Only $29. We'll put the Manganite up. All right, now we are going to segue into something I haven't done in this show, and that is to do a run on a special selection, a stash I have held back from all of you of star rubies. Oh, yes. We are going to look at some star rubies. So we started off, you can see that, and some of these may star. What you look for to find a star is a hexagonal shaped crystal to start with. And oftentimes, if there's kind of a chatoyancy across the surface, or look at that trigon. See that triangle right there? If they overlap and like are twinned, that can create a star. But I see a chatoyancy in that. That, if you cabochon the top, that might show some promise as far as being able to at least have a few legs out of it, of a star. But yeah, there's every possibility. Oftentimes these longer, thinner ones, the star will actually be at the end of the crystal type thing. So anyway, you can see that parcel will cut some goods. All right, let's start right here, just randomly. Item number 1053822. And let's see what we get here. Let me wipe the table down and get a pair of tweezers out that will keep this. Actually, maybe better tweeze it first. Okay, let me just move this kind of aside. Stars. We're looking at the stars. All right, here we go. Now, you can see that the way they cut these is often with to make you chase them. Polished on, I already told you I was going to be chasing it. You know, that's why God's tweezers are sometimes the best when it comes to that. All right, look at that. Here we go. You can see it has a nice color. You can see the 6 legs of that star so easily. And then let's see if we can kind of pick it up. There we go. There we go. 6 legs to that star. And here's sometimes what the material will look like. So sometimes it's not really showing a star, but you do see a little chatoyancy. That's why oftentimes until you put a face on it, a polished face, you're not going to know whether it's going to polish up with a star in it. Look at that. All right. I like this is like a bullet cab. Those really high dome cabs like that. They're kind of neat. Now, they tend to weigh a lot compared to the size that they are, but when I price them accordingly for not so much by weight, even though that's often the way they will be sold is going to be by weight, which gets the maximum amount for the cutter, but as a buyer, you often don't get the dimensions that you would get if you didn't have a big belly on the stone. Price on this guy, 3.88 carat. Let's do this. I'm going to even already sale price it. I had it at $38, $10 a carat. Let's do $32. I don't know how much a carat that is, but certainly for a nice 3.88 carat stone, that is a deal. That's a deal. Well, you can see that really strong color. I like the way it's rocking just along with that. So, all right, we have some more. Let's look at item 1054122. So we call this a run when we do a run. In other words, a series of stones of the same kind. Let's see what this next one is. Hold it with my fingers. First, I'm going to leave it next to the red one just so you can, see that? Look at, compare colors. And this one, certainly, I have it as a star sapphire. I think at least I do. 1054122. Did it say ruby? Yeah, star sapphire. Please. Only because, now, if you go to Asia, anything even close to red or purple, it's called a ruby. It's called a ruby. But this one, as I compared the two side by side for that reason, so you could see actually how much more purple it is, then the red ones. And that's why the ones that I call ruby are a true, technically, ruby. Now, look at the star on that. That is very well defined. And it is as round. I measured it with my accurate leverage gauge in 3 different ways, and all of them came up within 1/10 of a millimeter. So it was like a 10 millimeter round for sure. Now, again, looking at the back, this is what you look for in a piece of rough. As I move it, you see that glow going across the surface, like as if it was a moonstone? That's what you look for. And the stronger that is often tells you the stronger the star will be. Now, at the age of 13, I took an entire series of stone cutting lessons on specifically how to cut stones with optical type characteristics like cat's eyes and stars and moonstones and those kind of things. And that's carried forward through, I can't tell you how many stones I've cut, stars and otherwise. But okay, that tells you right there. That's why I said earlier, remember, you look for kind of a chatoyant effect across the surface. And this is what it leads to. Wow, wow. That is a sharp star. That's about as sharp as you could ever expect. 7.50 carat. You want to hear something crazy? $58. $58. That is like less than $8 a carat. Less than $8 a carat. Let's look at item number 1054222. And in the grab bag, let's see what we wind up with. And I was unsure how these would look because I was looking at them in not the right light when I did this. So, oh my, I can tell you the base color of this stone is fantastic. That is a rich, true ruby red. And this is, see how high that dome is? So that's definitely a bullet, what would be referred to as a bullet cap. And you can see the bottom on that one. And there's the star. You can see the star with very small little legs, but they are certainly there. And what a kind of gemmy color to that. Neat piece to work with. And it's going to be at a price that makes it affordable to just put in a collection or silver or whatever else you might like. Let's see. So we are at a 4.88. Do some math on this. Here we go. I'm going to discount it from what I had this. $32. $32. I had a 38. Let's make it 32. $32. And what opportunities these are. Item 1053922. 1053922. Let's see what we get here. Wow, look at that. I like the moving on its own like a Mexican jumping bean. You know what? That reminds me. I think we actually showed some Mexican jumping beans many years ago. Oh, you never know what would turn up in the shows I was on. We often had some really weird stuff. Bats. Yep. So piranhas. I've sold piranhas, not live, but they're really cool. All right, look at that. Look at that. There's a nice. They call them rubies. That's a really beautiful pink sapphire, pinkish sapphire. Look at that orange, almost a bicolor look to that, really, which you can get by iron impurities. Often will bring in that orange, but look at the star on that. So a fun stone there indeed. 2.34 carat. This is going to be priced for everybody. $18. $18 on that one. Let's go to the next one. I want these to move. So, yeah, we are putting them at prices that should do exactly that. 1053822. let me see what this is going to look like. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. I love the way they cut these sometimes. They're used, see that chatoyant glow on the back? Often, and I have seen it done before when they're really pretty, the stones are decent enough, they'll double side polish them. They'll polish them and bring them to a star on both sides, and it makes it kind of a cool look. All right, there you go. Look at that star. See, you didn't think it looked like much at first, but you just have to hold it in and orient it in the angle where the light is. And the light is actually like that way. So I'm actually turning the stone a little bit away and opposite from the direct light. Now, if this is in the sun, these stars will multiply in their intensity and their appearance. It greatly, greatly enhances it. Okay, this one, how about, let's just sale price it right away. Making it $22. $22. Let's go to item 1053722. See, I'm giving enough choices for all of you to get in. Remember, July is coming up. Ruby is the July birthstone, and it is the stone of love. The color has always had something to do with that. And in the end, the chromophore of the aluminum oxide that gives you that red color is chromium. So chromium impurities creating the red color. It will also cause these stones under black light, under a fluorescent light, to glow the chromium in them, a stunning red color. Really, really bright color indeed. So that's another way to have some fun with them. All right, let's look at this next one. The 1053722, and look at that. There's another nice, well-defined star in this one. You can see the back. You can see that little chatoyant play across the back. And of course, you know, if this was cut pretty much where the polish line starts, or at least just almost up to it, you can actually improve some of the color, the clarity to it. Oftentimes get a more valuable look because you get a more transparent look. But in the end, they're still sold by weight, and I think that the cutters do that because they just come out better than doing it any other way. Look at that star on that. So that's a nicely well-defined star. And the price, this is a bigger stone at 4.07 carats. So let's see. Working with the deals I've been already doing, that would make this one about $32. $32. And let me show you one more. 1054022. 1054022. And let's look at what this guy is. Again, I have something for everybody in the price category. And let me catch him. Here we go. Oh, look at that. That's a nice little gem. Really clean, actually. Quite clean. You can see a nice star to it. Look at that. Not too much of a belly, so you're getting a nice diameter for the weight. A nice strong star to it. And all for only, wow, how's this? $18. Only $18. What an opportunity. Okay, let me tuck these away safely and I'll be right back. Looking at that just as it is, to me, being the rock hound that I, or most any of the rest of you, since you guys aren't puppy hounds, you're full-fledged rock hounds, and you know, are on another level of knowledge. Like it was kind for Elisa to say when she got 4 for 4 of the items on the zeolite, that she said anything that she got correct was from watching this show. And so to nail it 4 for 4, you know, that was picking up a lot of knowledge. And I want that to be the case for everyone. And everyone learns and stores information differently and at different levels. So, you know, to get 1 of 4, 2 of 4, all that is great. Is great, and I'm proud of all those answers. And like I said, the only answer that is ever truly wrong is the one that isn't given, because you're afraid to be wrong, and you only learn by answering whether correct or not. We learn from our mistakes and from our wrong answers, right? All right, so with that said, I am showing you one of the rarest minerals there really is. Apatite. Apatite. But not just any old apatite, because apatite can be found in massive form. And what doesn't even look like recognized apatite. This is pink apatite. It is the rarest color, or one of. I mean, there is a purple apatite that I would love to get my hands on. But yeah, there's always the oddities and the rarities out there. Look at this. Look at how big these are. Now, this is muscovite mica. Now, the yellow material, and I know the miners also wish they could just make it go away. You can. You can make it go away. You take with magnification, you can actually pick and flake off all this yellow off of the blades of the muscovite. Yeah, you can. It's called specimen or mineral preparation. And there is huge. Smithsonian has just people that work on specimens all the time. It's like fossils. It's an art in itself in cleaning specimens up. Of course, time-wise, they don't have it. But you might have it while you're sitting there watching your favorite, binge watching your favorite TV show anymore. And you can clean these up as you go. Get an optivisor, that's it, magnifying, and if you care to. If not, just that beautiful yellow is part of the specimen. Look at Dave zooming in on some. What has he found there? Look at that. Okay, so what you would want to do if you have, I recommend all of you, they're not expensive. Get a black light, a true fluorescent black light. I mean, really, by not expensive, you know, 15, 20 bucks, Spencer's, you know, used to have them. If you knew what Spencer's was, kind of that store in the mall that your mom wouldn't let you go into when you were a kid. But as an adult, you can, or at a lighting store. Now, or just go online and find them. Because if you did that, these apatites, they fluoresce so strongly that you would find them dotted all around where you would not have normally seen them. I did it on a specimen one time. I thought there was like only one apatite on it. And all these little tiny things started lighting up amongst the mica. And I looked, and every one of them was a beautiful, beautiful little apatite that I could not see with my naked eye. Look at this. Now, here's where, again, sneaky people like Anthony, who cut a 41-point triplite out of a piece of rough I sold him for next to nothing, and cut an amazing gem. Well, you know, it's crystals like this. If you found a pink apatite, one of any size that you could cut a nice stone from, wow, the value would far exceed the price of the specimen. So, but that's always a tough decision to make. That's actually a nice shaped crystal. You have some other beautiful large crystals here. And then look at this nice bed of muscovite mica that they are on. And the backside, you have, look at this, additional crystals scattered about. And you know what? They're not all mica. They are yet for you to discover. Yeah. You know, it's fun to do that, but I don't always have the time to do it for you. So you got to do some of it yourself. You know, if you're going to have an inclusion in something, it sure is nice when it is a stunning iris inclusion like that. Then it makes it a little bit more fanciful and enjoyable, in my opinion. All right. Big cabinet quality specimen, one that you could have fun working on. It's a project specimen. You know, there's another appetite there. And like I said, you'll probably find some others. This displays nicely just as it is. Yeah, quite nicely. Now, here is your opportunity, because I am making this a amazing sale price for what it truly is. This is your chance to get in on a specimen that would normally be and is a lot more than what I'm asking. So, your chance right now. I'm trying to get the pen so I can mark it down. We're going to put this on sale because this has been shown before. So I am still doing sale pricing on specific and certain items. How about this? We're going to mark that down to only $118. $118. That is value. If you tried to go to a show, turn it that way, wow, and find something like that, I would not be surprised if someone had something like that and there wasn't a zero on the end of that, or it wasn't in the $500, $600, $700 range, because the justification the dealer would have would be like one I have used before. When people try to beat me down on something that I know I'm offering is of great value. And it is the line of, well, go find another one then. And that's just it. You know, if someone says something like at a price like that, it's like, or at a show, a pink appetite, there's not going to be another one at the show. It would probably be the only one if this was at a show, anything like that, unless it's just a smaller, specimen type. But cabinet size, $118. Look at that. That is value. But that's because Shawn needs doctor money. Boy, I hadn't been to the doctor in a while. That is not an inexpensive thing to do. And more money. We need more money, because Shawn keeps the average number of moles on his body way up, and I need all kinds of things done for cutting off. They're going to take my more money from me, so I have to raise it if you guys want me to go to the doctor, because I can only do this one step at a time. And you're getting the benefit of it, because I am giving away a lifelong collection. But that's okay. If it was ever to go to any place, I want it. You know, it's neat to know where the stuff winds up. Believe me, my son wants nothing to do with rocks. Nope. And so he just appreciates it, you guys helping me out. because he knows I need more money. Check this out. This is a stunning, it comes in a perky box, a stunning specimen from a place, look at this, a label, Epidote, and you know I have talked about that Italian Epidote. I didn't realize just how fine the Italian Epidotes were until I realized that I had some of them, and then started doing, look at that quartz crystal nestled among that. Started doing some research about the Italian Epidotes. Look at that. You know, normally you think of Tuscany, you think about food and you think about wines. Well, forget that. Think about Epidote. Your mind needs to be on Epidote, be on rocks and minerals. Not that food and wine or Venice or romance or anything like that. No, rocks. Always on rocks. Anyway, yeah, neat specimen, nice specimen. And with the label and all, whatever I did to it, which is neat because it, again, always adds value. This tells you exactly where it is from, which is so cool. Torino. And remember, we had one the other day. I had one from Tuscany. All right, sale price this guy. Wow. Okay. This is a sale indeed, because I already see what I had marked this to, and to go lower than that. Low. For mo. Okay. $18. $18. That's not mo money. That's less money. Oh, sorry about that. 1035. Hold on. 10. You know, I am not reading this one. Okay, 103. Wow, my eyes. 1035821. Next is going to be I money.
How much is it?
$18, sir. Yes. And I also so good about not being able to stand anything on that black. I'll wipe it off. But anyway, it comes in a neat perky box with the label right there. And that's where, again, it's like an estate piece. $18. That's cheap. Okay, let me show you something. Now this is a bargain. And I can't believe that no one took advantage of it the first time around, so it goes on sale. This is item number 104. Oh, wow, Shawn. It's actually some of the printing. I'm going to blame it on the printing. 1046622. 1046622. Now, I should have, if I would have had the Raven here, she would have had this on a very beautiful neck, and it would look all really nice, but you don't get that with Shawn. You get the discounted display look. Look at this. You get the information. Wow. You can see how nice, by the way, when you see a necklace like this and it has these little places where it doesn't hang exactly straight, you want that. That tells you that this, oh, thank you, Mr. Dave. That tells you that this is a really nice and tightly strung, and that there's no gaps in the stringing of it. So, because over time there will be a slight stretching to it, and that'll all, of course, when you wear it, it also straightens out as well. So you don't worry about that. You actually want that, and it also tells you that this has not been worn before. Look at this. There's a slight graduation to it. You know why I like that? Because the additional weight here at the bottom will cause it to stay centered. Stay centered. Look at the quality of these emeralds. Colombian emeralds. Colombian emeralds. And I'll pull this down and spin it around so Dave won't have to chase the clasp. Look at this. So you have a really nice quality gold clasp here. and 14 karat, and really well done with the crimped off right there. And it's on a fishing wire, fishing line type of string, which those of us who know, that probably look like 10 pounds. That's very strong, and actually something preferable to nylon or any kind of pearl string. All right, so as I pull that out a little bit, it doesn't take much, and all those little kinks go away. Look at how long this is. Think about this. Not only are these crystals have been faceted, okay, but then they've been drilled. I wonder how many broke. How many broke? In the How It's Done series that you can see when you click on where my show is on gemshopping.com, you can go to one of the episodes we did was how to drill a gemstone. And out of all the 30 episodes, it is by far the most viewed episode with over 100,000 views. And with some great stories, by the way. I won't tell them right now because we got other things to do. But it was amazing. You know, I got to tell the one. The guy from Wales, from the British Isles, he actually wrote and thanked me because, well, this was another episode. It was just such a cool, I got to tell this story. Okay, this other episode, and it's just how widely viewed some of these episodes are, was how to remove a ring from your finger without destroying the ring, was basically what we were doing. And I showed many different choices. And the guy was in Wales, and his little 4-year-old daughter had put her finger through the hole at the end of a frying pan. You know, all the pans that have that little hole at the end so you can hang them up? Well, her little finger had gotten, bless her little heart, stuck, and he was frantic. So he Googled how to remove something from the finger, and up popped my, it was they're 20 to 30 minute episodes and multiple different ways. And I'm not sure which one he tried, but he was so thankful. He goes, I tried your recommendations and it was the only thing that worked, and I cannot thank you enough. And that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That made me feel pretty good out of all the other ones. But how to drill a gemstone. So you know what? Even if you use a high-tech what they call an ultrasonic drill on these, you're going to get breakage because they're emeralds. And I can't imagine how many must have broken in drilling this number. Remember, the smaller the emerald, the more of them it takes to be able to complete this length. I offered this at one of the most amazing opportunities, and wow, no one took advantage of it. Well, if you guys want me to go to the doctor, I need more money. So you know what? I am going to make this less than it was. So if you were gambling for it to go on sale and get it at a lower price, I'm just going to show you. This is what it was priced at right here. $328, which is less $15 a carat. Less than $15 a carat. So, you know, which is, again, if I was to buy faceted emeralds, just regular faceted, like round emeralds or something, it would cost me more than that. I can't imagine, you know, the breakage rate, you know, factored in, and I'm still able to offer it. Well, it's because I got it at a fantastic deal, and as a, well, it's not an estate piece because it's really street, but I got it as like an estate piece, but it certainly hasn't been worn. So what am I going to do on this? I need to move it. I need to move it. Even though the price is going to be far below what I could replace it for, you're catching me at a time. So let's do this. How about, well, we're looking at 20. Yeah, this is figuring on the fly. All right, make it easy math. It looks like there's 22 carats on here. They graduate 2 to 3 millimeters. This is it. Flat bottom dollar pricing on this, making it $10 a carat, $218. $218. That is taking off $110. That's the new price. That's the final price. 20 inches long, 14 karat gold necklace. It is the birthstone of May, which is coming right up. This is going to hold up really well if you wanted to give it as a graduation gift or as a birthday gift to a May baby coming up. What a neat thing that is. And there's just enough room that you could separate right where the big one is, where the big two are, separate it just enough if you wanted to put, see, let me show you, an enhancer or a little clip. Look at how fine that emerald is. I guess we should have shown this a little closer. Look at these. I'll be changing the price in a moment. There's just enough gap to put a wire enhancer right on there and hang something gorgeous from that. Okay, enough of that. Let me show you. What else do I have here? Lots of goodies. Lots of goodies. I got to keep up with the time. Let me check the time. Oh, the clock is counting down. Oh, yes, this is what I want to show you. I couldn't believe everybody. 1-0. Oh, Shawn. Okay, I need some eye money. I need Mo money and eye money. 1-0 for Asif. Let's try 6522. If not, it's 5-5. They look similar. We're looking for parcels. Which one? 1-0-4-6-5-2-2. That's it. Bingo. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave those beautiful emeralds up there for just a moment. Always for comparison. Let me show you tourmalines. Look at these tourmalines. Look at bag o' tourmaline. 4 of them. The only 4 I have left. And so you can see how they're all similar. So I don't know. We'll just pick a random bag. There's the random bag. And let's just dump out the random bag we chose into here. And let's just take a look at it. All right. How fun. These tourmalines, for the most part, are all crystalline. And you can see by how the long ones, you know, because wow. What in the world is that? That looks like Paraíba color. I was going to just, you read my mind, Dave. Sometimes you just read my mind. Look at that. That color, that's an indicolite color tourmaline. Look at that. What in the world do we have here? Now, if nothing else, you could do it tumbling on these and create some beautiful little polished beads. You can use them in the Zen garden I talk about. I sold or gave away some Zen gardens a while back, but you can get those little sand Zen gardens. They're like $5. The bigger ones aren't much more. You can get them at your hobby shop. You know, that's a guy's name. And then you can even take because some of these aren't crystalline, and smash them. And I actually have started a collection of creating different colored sands because I'm still going to bring in, and Asif knows them well, the gemstone paintings that we used to sell that were made from crushed gemstones from the cutting industry in Thailand that were leftover scraps and pieces. And yes, I saw that. Asif, because I haven't been able to find mine at home. Asif, there was one behind me in one of the pictures he showed earlier, and it was made from crushed gemstones. So for the same reason, you can do that, and that's the idea I have in my Zen garden, because when I'm done with it, you guys are going to be so jealous of my Zen garden that, that you'll want it. but I am offering you all the parts and pieces to create your own. And I am going to price this parcel to make it to where you'll want to have it around just for that reason. You don't have to crush them. You can use them whole. Separate them by colors. Ah, yeah, he's going to. Now, don't look at me in this picture. You look, we're going to talk about the subject at hand, which is the painting that has been done with gemstones behind me. Okay, now, up on the wall, I guess we can't zoom in on that. No, up on the wall behind me is, don't look at me. I can tell everybody's looking at me. You guys don't look at me. Up behind me is one of the pictures and framed, and we sold them up to 24 by 30 inches, I think was one of the largest of the ones. And all those colors that you see, they could even do a portrait. Even a portrait. If you send in a picture of like your child, wow, look at that. I want that. that was a gorgeous crystal he just showed. Okay, so he just threw me off there on that big, could have been a big Lemurian or something. But that's one of the fun things to do with material like this. Okay, okay, the boys are having a little fun off camera, and since I'm on camera, I can't exactly join in on their fun, but I believe it's at my expense. And oh man, just take your imagination to as far as it can go, and you'd be right. And you'd be right. But that's the fun and why this team has been together for like 14 years now. And through thick and thin, we're a brotherhood, indeed. Okay. Yeah, that's what I call you. You're my bro. You're my bro that I need more money from. Since Austin's a cheapskate, I got to get it from the rest of you. Okay, 50 carat tourmaline parcels, 4 parcels available. How about this? You can take all 4 if you want. No limits to how many you take. Price on these, would you believe it? $12 each. $12 each. That means 200 carats of that material for only $48. Wow, that's a deal. That is a deal. Okay, now, let's see. I have a lavender chalcedony pendant. Oh my word, no one wanted in on this. And let's look at 1007321. When I see kyanite, I can't help but to think of only one story. You might have heard it before, but I'm going to tell it real quick. When I was kind of newly divorced, my son was 4 years old. We went from a beautiful mountain home outside of Helen, Georgia, where I went, to an apartment off of Holcomb Bridge, which is like a major road here in Metro Atlanta. And in this apartment complex, I was all the way in the back, and there was a hillside down back behind it. And on a Sunday, what do I do with my little 4-year-old? So we walked down this hillside. And remember, if you go down, it doesn't matter if you're ever lost in the woods. Find a creek and follow the water downhill. People live around water, and always, always you will find humanity. Just keep following the water downhill. If you get to a waterfall, well, that's another problem. But, so I went down the hill, and guess what? There's this little creek that couldn't be more than 1.5 feet wide, 1 inch deep of water, and I look down, eyes down, right? Start poking around in the creek, and what do I find but kyanite crystals? Little inch-long kyanite crystals. And it was, I feel like, because I was really bummed out that day, and I was needing a boost, and I feel like it was Mother Nature and the universe giving me what I needed. And that was a shot in the arm with a piece of kyanite. Remember, kyanite has some polymorphs, and I've asked that question before, what they are. Same chemical formula, different crystal formation. The polymorphs of kyanite happen to be sillimanite and andalusite. Isn't that something? Look at this specimen. Look at this. This is a real pretty piece, actually, with a really strong blue against the quartz colors. And look at that. Just makes a really nice display. Really beautiful, strong blue. And it sits up on its own. You know how much I appreciate that. You know, I hate giving this one away. But again, needing money, huge discount. Makes this only now $28. Only $28. And that's a great look. A great look. If you can't find your own little creek. But again, if I found a specimen that big in the creek, I'd still be there mining it. But they were small, but they were mighty, those crystals. And it really made the difference in my day that day. Item number 1033,621. And hopefully that pulls up what I have in my hand. All right, let's check it out. Is it a rutilated quartz? Let's see. Survey says it is. Look at this. Look at that. Now, rutile can be found around Georgia and many, many other places as well. But it's often not in a form like this. Look at those golden needles shooting through in every different direction. And these faces are cut on there, and it's neat. And this makes a wonderful, wonderful display item. Or look at that. Look at that. Just very attractive. And this is, again, I am sale pricing this. This kind of material faceted like that, it's expensive to buy at a show. That's 25 cents a carat as it is, which is very inexpensive. Let's go ahead and do this, though. Let's go ahead and make it, 10 cents, $16. $16. I'm not going to find that anywhere for that kind of price. All right, as the clock is ticking and Shawn is moving. It's amazing sometimes what you guys leave behind. Item 1043,621. And wow, check this out. Now, again, this goes back, if you're a lapidary, fantastic, because this is what I kept aside for myself as a carving crystal of emerald. And I don't know if any one of you noticed today, but I have an aquamarine on celebrating the month of March, and it was easy. I just drilled the crystal through. That is my number one viewed how it's done episode, is how to drill a crystal. Over 100,000 views. And I'm wearing one of the ones that I have drilled. Look at this. Look. Cool. Asif is wearing one as well. Yes. Oh, man, let me see that one again. Wow, I need to revisit that. Look at this crystal. Look at that. Yeah, let me show that off on the... I'm going to show you something that our director of production, and you know him well, Asif, in a moment. Look at this crystal. When light passes all the way through it, you know that is some beautiful translucency that's really in there if you went to polishing this crystal. This is one of those great crystals. If you want to carve it, fantastic. If you just want to leave it as a crystal, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Price on this at 40 carats. Look at that. That's a beauty. Now that's one like you saw my Bahia crystal that I wear that I drilled, and oh, wait till I show you what awesome. Yep, right. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to discount that crystal. Believe it or not, we're going to make it only $36. Look at what Asif and we put together. And that was drilling this black onyx. And this ring is special to him. It's it's all coming back to me. So there's a lot of sentimental value to it, and he wanted to jazz it up. And it took drilling the onyx without breaking it, which would have been heartbreaking to me, but we were able to do it. Bezel set, the center stone, put that in there. I did do it right. I wasn't sure if I did it right or not. And look at that. That's doing it right. Instead of just epoxying that in there, which is how so many cheesy jewelers do it, I drilled it the hole out, and then I splayed the metal into the areas on the back that I had cut out. So you see how I pushed the metal into those areas that I had ground out in the onyx. Once you do that, heaven and earth would not be able to remove that stone unless he breaks the entire thing. This is actually well protected the way this is set up. So if you ever want something done correctly, and putting a diamond in the middle of a black onyx piece, this is a very common look from decades and decades ago in the 50s and 40s. Just a classic black onyx stone or a bloodstone. And as time goes on, though, maybe you want to jazz it up and put something in the middle of it, as Asif did. And boy, this is the right way to do it. You make sure they do it exactly the way you see there. Thanks for showing me that again, Asif. I totally forgot about that. And what a great lesson to pass on to everybody. All right, that crystal, what a deal. All right, we have time. Last item of the show. Last item of the show, then we have trivia. Yep, we've got trivia this week. Here it is. Okay, natural color. This was, we had talked about it, and Miss Gabby and I could not find anywhere why Ceylon sapphires twin like that and are pointed at both ends. Look at the quality in these. I'm just going to toss out a great price. That's a gigantic crystal. Yes, sir. I didn't give it to you. I sure didn't. 982-720. 982-720. And here it is. Last item of the show. Price on this discounted. And I already know what these sell for, so I already know that I'm offering these well below any kind of pricing. $36. $36 on that. All right, that'll do it. We'll be right back with the trivia question. You know, I said to Asif that, you know, I thank the team for making it a lighter, more, well, I laughed. And it was just something I needed for my health. Which reminds me, my mom loved Reader's Digest, and my favorite section of the little Reader's Digest that she got for so many years was the headline of it was "Laughter is the best medicine," and I'll never forget that. And I always would read the little jokes in that part. And Reader's Digest, they were always clean and we could read them. So laughter is the best medicine. So let's spread more laughter and love around the world. And you know, Asif is like a brother to me, and you know. Over the years, of course, like a brother, and like with my three other brothers, there's sometimes you wrestle, you know, sometimes you hug, and the balance is always just perfect. So, trivia. This week we have it for you, indeed. All right, ready? Number one. What was shown that chromium was the element that affected the color? What was shown that chromium was the color, was the element that affected the color? Now, there's one specific answer that is the one that I mentioned and referred. But there's another particular item I featured that I didn't associate the element chromium with the color. But let's see who gets both of them. You only have to answer the one that I'm looking for, but there is a second correct answer that wasn't discussed where chromium affects the color as well. Let me know on those. Second question. What natural substance did I say was in a shampoo that I used? And I'm dead serious. This was Dave's idea, and I loved it. I loved it. You know what? We're going to see how close of attention you're paying, because it still refers and has to do with Mother Nature, and that's what this show is about, is what elements and substances on this earth are given and to us for us to be able to use in a responsible and healthful way. And so, since that was part of the show, it can be part of the trivia to ask the question the last time, what natural substance did I say was in a shampoo I used that helped make my hair shiny and glossy? God bless all of you. I can't thank all of you enough for helping me get more money, because I have way more moles that keep the average up. And at $60 a bad mole to remove each, I'm going to need more money. I can't wait to see all of you next Monday. And hey, I'm on a roll. 2 weeks in a row, rolling strong. God bless.